Hi everybody, thank you for watching and welcome back to my channel. If you have watched my videos before, if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And since we're all at home at the moment, and I have had a lot of jobs postponed or cancelled, it's not been great, it's very stressful, but it means that I have time to film. So there'll be lots of new videos coming up, which is a positive thing. Everyone stay calm, everyone remain positive. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. And this video is kind of relevant because I have been so stressed out recently. I wasn't even going to make a video about this, but when I was going through this myself, I obviously was doing lots of Googling, lots of searches on YouTube, lots of searches on Instagram, and there wasn't actually too much advice about this. So yeah, I thought it might be helpful. I really hope not too many people are going through this because it's not very nice at all. But actually a few of my clients have, and we've chatted about it while I've been working. If you don't already know, I am a makeup artist and I style hair as well. So me and my clients do get to talking about stuff like this, and I was really surprised how many people had experienced this themselves. So I thought it might be helpful to make a video. If you have any tips for me, make sure you leave me a comment at the end because I'm still learning about this myself. I'm sure you've guessed from the title, this video is about hair loss and what I did to combat that and get my hair back to looking like this, which I'm pretty happy with. Again, like I said before, I wasn't going to make a video, but something else that kind of motivated me to do this was I saw one of my friends a few weeks ago and she asked if I was wearing extensions and I was like, no, this is all my own. And that did make me realise that my hair has come on an awful long way. So what happened was, I was in the car one day driving down the M4 towards my parents' house. This was a time where I was between homes. So I'd moved out of my old rented place, and it was a couple of months before I could move into my new place, which I bought just over a year ago. And needless to say, I was very stressed out at that time. I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. I mean, a house move is enough, isn't it? That's enough stress. But yeah, there's lots going on at that time. I was driving on the motorway, ran my hand through my hair, put my hand, just as you do without even thinking, put my hand back on my steering wheel, and I had a handful of hair, and I was like, okay, wasn't really freaking out at that point. Did it again and the same thing happened, and I was like touching my head and all this hair was falling out. I was like, sounds dramatic, but I was sat in my car surrounded by my hair. And I was, to be honest, I was so stressed out at the time, it was like a drop in the ocean. I was just there like, great, this is the next thing that's going to go wrong then, fine, okay. So I had to keep driving because I was on the motorway, but I pulled into a service station. It was nighttime, so it was really dark. I put the light on in my car and I could just see all this hair everywhere, and I was like, oh shit. What do I do? I was trying to take, it all seemed to be coming, I don't really know where it was coming from, probably all over, but it seemed to be coming from the back of my head. So I was trying to take pictures of the back of my head to see if I had a big bald patch or anything, if I could see a change, but I couldn't. And yeah, I was so stressed out at that time. I was like, some more stress. I'd kind of reached saturation point at that stage of how stressed I could possibly be. So I drove home. I did eventually pluck up the courage to ask one of my friends to see if she could look and find any bald patches or any kind of thinner areas, and she was like, no, you know, you've got fine hair, but there's, you know, you can't see that anything has happened. And yes, that was a bit of a wake-up call. So I decided to take action. I did not see a doctor. I kind of googled, I only had the one symptom, but I googled it, and the advice online was that it was quite common. If it ever happens again, I will go to a doctor in case that it's a sign of some kind of health problem, but it was that one incident. So I didn't see a doctor. I started Googling and I thought, right, I do need to de-stress a little bit, and that's something that I have worked on really hard and that I'm still working on now. But I also decided to take better care of my hair. You know, I obviously do try and take good care of my hair, but I was like, right, I'm going to come up with a plan of action. I'm also going to do whatever I can to encourage new hair growth. So what I did, yeah, cutting down on stress. It's much easier said than done, especially if you're in a stressful situation, which I'm sure a lot of people are at the moment. So I hope everyone's doing okay to start with. It's easier said than done, but it is a bit of a wake-up call. I suffer really badly with stress. It brings on migraines, and whenever I feel really stressed out, I then freak out. Sorry, I've got blue here doing something back there. So yeah, when I get stressed out, I get migraines, which are horrible, awful. If you've never suffered from a migraine, just trust me, they are not nice. I also suffer with panic attacks, and when I'm stressed it brings on those. I have them very under control nowadays, but I know that when I'm really stressed, that's a trigger for me having a panic attack. A bunch of things, but yeah, my hair I think was another symptom of being too stressed out. So it's easier said than done, but the more work you can do on that, the better, I think, just for your overall well-being, not just your hair. Also, in my research, I found that there are kind of two strategies to kind of work on improving your hair and work on improving hair growth. There's strengthening the hair that you already have, and there's encouraging new hair growth to happen. So in terms of encouraging new hair growth, I started exfoliating my scalp. So I tried a bunch of different ones. I tried expensive ones, I tried cheap ones. My absolute favourite was Big Shampoo by Lush. It's a very well-loved pot of shampoo. It's been in my shower a while. So you can see that it's kind of grainy, like you can see the salt in there. And it is a sea salt shampoo. You can feel it, it's quite scrubby on your skin. I like that feeling, you might not. So that's something to bear in mind. And I found that if I use that, I don't even use it once a week, I use it once every 2 weeks maybe. So these pots of exfoliator tend to last me quite a long time. Yeah, I think that's definitely helped, and I do have lots and lots of little baby hairs, which is new hair growth. I have loads at the back, I have lots around my hairline. So I don't know if that's helping, but I really think it has. And basically from the research I did online, what happens is your hair follicles can get blocked up over time. So if you've lost hair, it's a good idea to encourage those follicles to start growing hair again. So if you unblock all the blocked up follicles on your head, you can encourage some new hair growth. I tried a few other exfoliators as well. Some of them did make my hair very dry, which is counterproductive to what I'm doing. So yeah, for me, the Lush Big Shampoo didn't do that. My hair still feels very nice after I've used it. So I did change my shampoo and conditioner. I treated myself to the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner because I love the Olaplex treatment, both the salon treatment and the at-home treatment as well. They ran out. I couldn't justify buying them again. They were amazing, but I thought, well, now I've used a product that's really effective, I'm gonna look for a dupe. So at the moment I'm actually using the Andrew Fitzsimmons for Primark shampoo and conditioner. I have the Shine shampoo and the Repair conditioner. Highly recommend both of those. What I do with the conditioner, any conditioner, I didn't have to do it with the Olaplex conditioner, but with just normal kind of drugstore conditioners, I found that they're not quite heavy enough for me. So I mix kind of 50-50 conditioner and then some hair mask as well. I've just run out of the mask I was using. I was using the Coco Eve one. Stupidly threw the pot away, but I'm sure you've all seen it online. It's very cute, like pink packaging. And yeah, so that again lasted so long because I wasn't using it as a mask, I was mixing it with my conditioner. So I will repurchase that, and I'm really pleased with that product. Yeah, just to give my hair, because my hair is also bleached, it can take a really heavy conditioner, and that I think is what it needs most of the time. So that's a top tip as well. If your hair needs lots and lots of moisture, put a little bit of a mask through mixed with your conditioner, and I found that that just really worked for my hair. When my hair is still wet, I've been trying to use as little heat as possible. So again, this is to kind of strengthen the hair that I still had. And I would just put a couple of products through as it was drying. So not when it was soaking wet, I would just towel dry my hair and then leave it to air dry. If I had to get going, or if I wanted my hair to be more styled for a special occasion or something, I would let it dry as much as possible and then just use my Dyson dryer on a low setting. But when my hair was kind of 50% dry, I would put through a couple of drops of the Olaplex No. 7 Bonding Oil. I've talked about this in videos before, and I cannot recommend it more highly. That is how much I've used, and I've had this for months and months and months. You need 1 or 2 drops. It will distribute nicely and easily throughout your hair. One of the cats is coughing right next to me. Yeah, it's easy to distribute throughout your hair. And I think this has been amazing value for money. I think it makes my hair really shiny, and I've been really pleased with that. I've also been trying out the IGK Mistress Hydrating Hair Balm. I absolutely love IGK as a brand. I'm never disappointed with their products. I've tried a few now, and I love that they come in the smaller travel sizes, so you can try something out for a bit less money before you commit to buying, you know, a full size tube of something. I just think it makes perfect sense, and I've been really pleased with this as well. So I've been putting this through my hair along with a little bit of the Olaplex oil, and I think it's really helped to kind of maintain the condition of my hair as it's drying. Makes it easier to brush through as well. I just use, I'm sure you've all probably got one of these already, a Tangle Teaser. So I'll give my hair a little brush when it's wet, and then I'll brush it through when it's dry as well. So this is my hair as it looks most days. All I've done, I washed it last night, I put through those 2 products that I just mentioned, and then I let it air dry. So if I want to wash my hair, I'll do it kind of late afternoon, early evening, and then it tends to be dry by the time I go to bed. At night time, mostly I tie it up in a very loose bun, and I use these kinds of hairbands. So I think this is one of the Primark ones, and then I think this might have been from Claire's Accessories. I wanted those silk hairbands, but I am very reluctant to wear silk because I am vegan. So I was looking for like basically a cruelty-free dupe for those. So yeah, this type of hairband, and I tie my hair very loose, just again so that nothing is pulling all night, nothing is kind of you know, just to minimize breakage and minimize stress on my hair. If I want to tie my hair up during the day, again I do it quite loose, and then I'll just redo it throughout the day if I need to. So yeah, that's another top tip I have. So just reduce the amount that your hair is under stress when you're styling it. And I also very rarely use heat. So I've never liked this about my hair, but it is a benefit right now in that my hair is very straight. So if I leave it to dry, it doesn't go super kind of wild and crazy. If I didn't put any product through it when it was wet, it would dry very fluffy. But if I use a bit of oil, a bit of serum, it does tend to dry really nicely without using heat. I will just occasionally, if it doesn't dry very well for whatever reason, I'll quickly run some straighteners over it, or my GHD, can't remember the name, but it's the hot brush. That is amazing. I've only in the past year or so my hair loss happened maybe 18 months ago, 2 years ago possibly, say 18 months. I've only curled it a handful of times, and that's when I've been going out and I want to look really nice. But yeah, most of the time I use no heat on it at all, or a very small amount from my hairdryer, and then very occasionally I will straighten it as well, just if it's not looking great. Then my other top tip, so I am soon, now that my hair has got to a good place, I do want to book myself an appointment to get it professionally coloured, because I know bits and bobs about hairdressing and hairstyling. I have been doing it myself, which I do not advise, because I'm so fair naturally. My hair lifts really quickly, so I have bleached the roots myself a couple of times, and just lifted the colour very slightly, and then I've been using toners through the roots and the ends just to get some kind of blend through my hair. I have occasionally been using purple shampoo and a purple conditioning mask as well, or putting like a pink toner through it. Just nothing too major with the colour. The last time I had it professionally done, she did an amazing job. It was fantastic, and she put baby lights through the roots, so tiny micro highlights. So we weren't bleaching the whole lot, we were just kind of lifting the roots a little bit and then blending the colour through. And I think that's what I think that's what I want to have done. To be honest, I've been nervous to go to a hairdresser's because it's doing so well. I don't think it looks terrible. It definitely doesn't look how I want it to look, but I'm gonna go in, and I think together with a hairdresser I'll come up with a plan for how to develop the colour. It's definitely ready for a cut now as well. It's super long. Yeah, but I need to 100% make up my mind where I want to go with the colour as well. I think I want to stay blonde, but that is another issue. That is, yeah, trust me, I'm terrible at making decisions when it comes to stuff like that. I was really tempted to go for a darker blonde, but now I'm like, oh, I do like being like a light kind of platinum blonde colour. So I don't know, when I've made up my mind, I'm in no rush because, you know, it's doing good at the moment. The colour's not awful, it's not the best, it's not the worst. So yeah, when I've made up my mind, I'll go to my hairdresser and we will come up with a proper plan for how to give me a really great colour and cut. So that leads me on to, I think, my last top tip, which is when my roots, so I've been growing my roots out a lot longer than normal, which again for bleached hair isn't particularly advisable because you can get bands where you know you can see that it's been bleached and then kind of re-bleached where your roots come in. But because my hair lifts so well, I think I kind of get away with it. It's very easy to bleach my hair, it's very easy to bleach my roots, so I have been leaving it as long as possible between colours. I am a big fan of just covering up my roots. I love a beanie hat, I love a bandana. Anything to cover my roots is an absolute godsend. And also if I am not using heat on my hair and it isn't looking great, I feel like a little hat or something, you can totally get away with it. So yeah, what I will do is I will try and pop some before and after pictures in. Whatever happens, I will pop some on my Instagram so you can see the difference. I was looking back at some older pictures the other day and I was so pleased that I could see a difference, and all the effort I've been going to hasn't been going to waste. Because yeah, it's been something that I've been trying really hard with for a year and a half now. So yeah, I'll try and insert some pictures here, but if I can't figure out how to do that, I'll definitely put some on my Instagram and then you can have a look at the difference. So I think that is the end of this video. If you have experienced some kind of hair loss, for whatever reason that is, I really hope you're doing okay, and I completely understand how stressful it can be. I really hope that this helps, and if you have any tips for me, please let me know, because this is something I'm still working on and I would be so grateful to have any advice if you've got some top tips for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and well, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.